Hello everybody, and welcome back to The Truth. Now, before I begin this video, I would like to apologize, because what I said in the previous video, I had messed up on some of my fact checking. So I would like to fix what my mistakes have been. I'm also going to go into further detail on George Floyd's killer, Derek Chauvin. Now, what I want to say before I get into this, I'm not defending Derek Chauvin's actions, nor am I saying they were justified. Now, the fact that I messed up on in the previous video was the fact that Derek Chauvin was in the KKK. And I was wrong. Just recently, I decided to go back and check my articles to make sure they were right, to make sure that I had given you guys the best of facts, and I should have checked them before I had made that video, and I did not, and I apologize. I had misread some of the information. Nowhere in that information does it say he was part of the KKK. And that information, it blames them for what has happened and says that that is why it was how it was. But this is wrong. I have done as much research as I can to find out if he is, and nowhere can I find an article saying he was. I have found articles stating that he was a member of a nightclub working with the civilian George Floyd, but that is all I have found. And to that extent, it may not be just a racial incident anymore. To that extent, it may have been something deeper. And why nobody has even thought of this or talked about it concerns me, and I am bringing this to light now. First off, I want to say I have found 2 articles about this. I will be showing them separately. So let's get right into the articles. Again, I am using Google Chrome because I have not downloaded a different website. So let's go to the beginning of the title of this. This is from the nightclub owner, who owned the nightclub where Derek Chauvin and George Floyd both worked. Now, Derek Chauvin worked there part-time, apart from his police job. So, I believe it's down here. Chauvin's off-duty job at Nevo Rodeo started over 17 years ending a few months ago. Floyd only recently started working there as a bouncer. He worked about a dozen events put on by African American promoters. Santa Maria, who sold the venue within the past 2 months, said she doesn't believe the two men knew each other prior to their fateful encounter. Monday night, if Chauvin had recognized Floyd, she said he might have been given him a little more mercy. Now, what I want you guys to do is to remember this, because parts of this story don't add up. And there's very questionable parts to this story. She said Chauvin got along. Oh, sorry, I scrolled too far. Chauvin got along with all the club's Latino regulars, but his tactics toward unruly customers on what she referred to as African American nights led to her speak to him about it. I told him I thought this is unnecessary to be pepper sprayed. The knee-jerk reaction of being afraid it seemed overkill, since Murray said, I was concerned and I did voice my opinion, but police officers have a way to justify what they do. Now, that is where I'm going to stop on this article. What I want to talk about in this article is this part here, when we get to the next article, and this. Now, why did we not get Derek Chauvin's response, and we only got her response? Why did she not give the publishers what he had said? And if she had, why did the publishers not put it in? It is possible that he did have a good reason for pepper spraying. At the moment, it looks like there was no good reason. It looked like he did it just out of racism. But without all the facts, we cannot say for sure what really happened or why he did that. And at this point in time, I'm about to bring up the next article. I do not trust the owner of this nightclub. I have a feeling that she is a very horrible liar, and that she is just putting more and more blame. And I have a feeling there's something very, very messed up in the background of this. This is an article of what they know about George Floyd. I have read this entire article, and this is the article that I have found that talks about his background, and I have found nothing on George Floyd's KKK. So I doubt it's true. I don't think he has any KKK relationship. Now, I hope that's not. No, it's perfectly fine. Why is my screen splitting? I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to find it. I believe it's right here. Alright. Floyd worked some Tuesdays extra security. Chauvin worked as an off-duty police officer for the club for nearly 17 years. This is by one of Derek Chauvin and George Floyd's co-workers. Now, I wouldn't characterize them as knowing each other, she told Citizen Josh Campbell in an interview, but she added, we all worked together certain nights, and they would have crossed paths. Santa Maria said she couldn't believe what she was seeing when she watched the footage of the two employees, one under arrest and one face down on the pavement. So this is what I wanted to talk about as well. Here you can clearly see that they did run into each other. So why was that not discussed? Why was that lied about in the previous article? Does this owner not keep track of her employees? Secondly, is there no security cameras inside the building? How would you not know what happens in your own space? So in that scenario, maybe there was something different that happened. Maybe it wasn't a factor of race at all. This is going to be one of the few times I put my opinion in and my thoughts on what might have happened, and why I think this was not a racial matter at all. In my opinion, what they are doing is an excuse, because I have a feeling that possibly Derek Chauvin and George Floyd got into a fight or an argument when they were working at this nightclub. And I believe Derek Chauvin may or may not have decided that that was the perfect time, the right time, to just end his life because of a grudge he may once have held. That is what I am starting to believe from these articles. It may only be 2 articles, but I have not found a single article explaining these two's past, or these two's past put together. The only articles I could find are talking about racial injustice and George Floyd. Nothing about this man, Derek Chauvin. So I would like to say these few words. There is so much bias going on in this world right now. And we all believe it. None of us take things with a grain of salt. So instead of believing everything we hear in this world, instead of taking it with just a small bit of grain of salt, take it with quite a large grain of salt, especially things like this. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be much more than what we think it is. And nobody is doing the right amount of research to figure it out. I'm sorry to say, but I cannot do that research. And I don't think any of us can. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Please share this video. Help get some of these facts out to other people. If you guys know any more facts about this situation, comment them down below. I would like to go through and fact check them and see if they are actually true. If you have articles of where you got your facts, put them down below. I will go through, sift through the article, and find where these facts come from. I will be deleting the link on my video towards the Ku Klux Klan article, because the only reason I used that article was to say he was in the Ku Klux Klan, and I was wrong, and he is not. If you guys think this video was insightful, please hit the like button. If you thought it was just a waste of your time, then hit the dislike button. Turn on the bell notification icon. I'll be uploading every other Friday, unless I decide, like this video, to upload after it because I've been wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of your night and have a next good evening.